My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Made for Love. I'm a psychic medium and a social scientist. And today we are going to do a sacred soul reading on your person. We're going to look at what's happening in your person's life right now. So going to use pink salt, and I'm just going to charge the salt with some energy, and then we're going to ask spirit what's happening with your person at this time. Okay, what am I saying? Um, they're almost talking like a meteorologist. Yes, we have some heavy pressure coming in. Okay, so it looks like there is some kind of heavy cloud hanging over your person's head right now. Try not to block you with the sun. Hanging over your person's head right now. I think for some of you guys, your person might be depressed, but for others of you guys, I think just there's just a lot of things in your person's life that have happened all at once. Now, I'm getting a lot of aggression coming off, especially this side of the salt here, okay? I see them just kind of lashing out at different people, okay? Because they do feel like they're under pressure because, as I said, a lot of things are happening all at once. I get as well that their team also did not qualify for the World Cup. Yes, that happened as well. So they're also frustrated about that. So just think about everything that could possibly go wrong for the more important to the most mundane. They're having that sort of week, okay? I don't mean to laugh, but for spirits to like come through with just that random thing, that was crazy. All right. What else is happening here? I'm also seeing them. One of the ways that they are trying to deal with the different things that might be happening and the pressure that they're under, they're trying to work harder. Okay, so a lot of them they're spending some late nights at work, and for those of you where your person's with somebody else, this is also driving a wedge in the relationship because these late nights and the extra work that your person's put in, their partner or the person that they're with is perceiving it as there's a set where they're perceiving it as avoidance of the issues in the relationship and the avoidance of hard conversations that have already started and need to continue, and others are thinking that there's some sort of cheating, whether emotional or physical, that might be happening. So either way, because there's very limited communication that's happening, my throat is kind of closing up. There's very limited communication that's happening. Um, it is creating a lot of distance between them in an already tumultuous relationship. Both people here are in their feelings. Okay, both of them are in their feelings, and they may not be object. They may not be objective in how they're perceiving the other person because they're only seeing the situation through their emotional lens, right? Um, and quite frankly, that person that your person's with, they could be right. That your person's definitely avoiding the big conversations right now because they don't feel like they have the bandwidth to deal with it. Okay, so it's not to say they don't want to talk, but with everything being thrown at them all at once, that's just another thing that is stressing them out. That's just another thing that is creating, more dissonance in their energy field. I'm also getting as well that for some of you guys, your person might be putting in the extra work because there are people who are being laid off. So your person is putting in the work because even though they may not be the sole provider, for some of you guys, maybe your person is, but for some of you, your person is the main provider, and without this particular paycheck, that would be just a little more pressure to add in to um already overwhelming situation. I'm also getting as well that your person may not know it, but some of the pressure that they're feeling, because they're not sleeping either. I just want to let you know, they're not sleeping very well, and they don't realize that some of the symptoms that they're experiencing are actually ascension symptoms. Okay, there is it is ascension symptoms that they're experiencing, and spirit is trying to push them through some sort of portal here. Some sort of portal. Now I'm doing this reading um on the 18th of July. So it could be the eighth portal that they're trying to prepare your person for, right? But everything that's happening right now is their spirit guides trying to make them work with the energies of the moment. And the energies of the moment favor new beginnings. It favors new beginnings in abundance, new beginnings in love, new beginnings at work. But your person has to make the first step, and they're not doing that. They're just trying to avoid everything. And they're trying to avoid everything because they recognize that it's going to be an uphill climb. Okay? An uphill climb to get where they want to go. And they have goals for different areas of their life, and they're all going to take some doing. And they're all going to take some doing, right? In their personal life, they know that it's going to be an uphill climb, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of resistance from the people around them because they are not going to support your person's vision for their private life, their romantic life. They see that already. Okay? They see that. They also see at work, um, they already perceive a kind of glass ceiling, like they've already gotten as far as they would go. So they know that in order for them to really actualize in terms of their career, that they're going to have to move, whether it is move places or, retrain, whatever it is, everything is going to take some work. And just the thought of all the work that they need to do is crushing a person. It's really crushing them, but in times like these, I always remember, one of my good friends, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and she has been in remission for just about 15 years now. And she was like, you can't look at the end result, right? And how long it's going to take you to be at the end result. And for her, of course, that end result would have been in remission and be in remission permanently, right? She said, literally, you have to just think about, okay, I am going to roll and come off the bed right now. Okay, I've accomplished that. Yay, go me. Then I'm going to put on my bedroom slippers, right? So it's that you just have to break down all these things into little tasks and celebrate each little task until you make it through the day. You can't think about next year, you can't think about next 2 years. You just have to think about moment to moment surviving, just doing the little things. And somewhere along the line, the little things add up. And I think that's what your person has to realize. They're getting intimidated by the road that they are being guided to walk by spirit because it is going to be long and it's going to be tough, right? So they're psyching themselves out even before the journey starts. They have to realize, you know what, I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other and then see where it takes me. Okay? All right. What is your person thinking about you? Okay. So there's some sort of separation or divide between you guys right now. Okay. They see you blooming, prospering. They also see you almost like an angel figure in their eyes. And every time they look at you, you have basically reinvented yourself. You're doing something new, you're doing something different. There's always some sort of transformation that is going on in your life. And, that really gets them down because they perceive their life as being stagnant. Yours is continuously evolving. They see you on adventures. They see you living their best life. They see you like for some of you guys, a social butterfly. Maybe that's the image that you project out there. There's always growth that's happening because this kind of looks like a leaf as well. So you're always doing new things. Great things are always happening to you. You're always moving. For some of you guys, you might be traveling a lot. Okay. So they see you on the go. They see just wonderful things happening and they are stuck in a situation that they've been stuck in for a long time. And then they also have to think about what it's going to take to get you. They see you like a shooting star, just elusive, just elusive, right? Um, and just a ball of creative and sexual energy, right? So when they think about you, I think this person has a lot of fantasies where you're concerned. Like they have made love to you everywhere, in every position, whatever it is. So there's a lot of sexual energy that is also adding to their sense of frustration because it feels like for a lot of you guys, they don't have access to you. See this divide? They don't have access to your energy. Almost feel it looks like a penis and a scrotum. Anyway, they they don't have access. So there's nowhere for this energy to go. So maybe that is also fueling that aggression energy that we tapped into at the beginning because they are frustrated on all levels. They feel like their life isn't going anywhere. They feel like their private life isn't going anywhere. They don't have access to you. So sexually, they're frustrated. Everything is not going their way. And they don't recognize that basically these this is a roadblock that's been put in by spirit because spirit is trying to let them know you are not in alignment. You are not in alignment. And once you're not in alignment, there is no flow. You will continue to be stuck. You will continue to be frustrated because you are trying to swim against the river. So, right now, your person is a spiritual and emotional salmon. That's what they are, a spiritual and emotional salmon trying to swim against the tide instead of going with the flow. What else are we seeing with regard to you? Yeah, they feel like they've been blocked off from your energy. And for some of them, they feel like you've blocked them completely, like you physically blocked them. That's what they're thinking. And it feels like They almost feel like they're underwater, like like they're drowning in their emotions. Because you know what? This looks like a kind of like a sand dollar to me. Because they have all these feelings for you. And this person thinks you're so amazing. They think that you're so unique, right? For some of you that I don't know if it's the way you dress or the way you communicate, the way you present yourself, or maybe it could be your belief system, right? That might be standing out to them, but you are just such a breath of fresh air, like crisp, fresh air on a hot day. On a hot day. The only time they feel some relief is when they're connecting to your energy. And they do connect to your energy a lot. This person fantasizes about you all the time. So for those of you where your person has a partner, their partner isn't wrong. That your person is trying to escape tough conversation and escape their relationship. And one of the ways that your person is doing that is, that time when they're supposed to be working or, you know, trying to hustle, they're spending a lot of that time thinking about you, thinking about you. I think for some of you guys, your person um is getting a lot of signs and synchronicities about the direction they need to head in. But they're afraid. They're afraid of making the wrong choice because they've made wrong choices in the past. One, two, three, four, five, six. Right? This could be six of cups. Their cups. So in love, they've made bad choices in the past. So they're afraid of that. They're also afraid of this connection between you guys because it's kind of intense. And there's a part of them that thinks that maybe it's too intense to be real or it's too intense to last. So they're also thinking about that as well. They're also thinking about what's going to be the reaction of these six people in their life if they do make the moves they're being guided to do. For some of you guys, in your person's family and in their community, your person is like a king, a god, somebody who is revered, who enjoys the respect of the people around them. And there's something about moving towards you that is going to affect their social standing or is going to bring down a lot of judgment upon them. And they don't know if they can deal with all that upheaval. But they can't shake the messages that are coming through from spirit. And spirit is telling them it's time to move. And it's time to move with the flow of life, move with the flow of the universe, and move with the flow of their heart. They're also being guided to complete these conversations that they've been putting off, right? Conversations with their family, conversations, if they have a partner, conversations with their partner, okay? Conversations with you, okay? Because I see Mercury being featured heavily here. So they're being guided to take action. And the first action that they're being guided to do um, is to have these tough talks. Is to have these tough talks. All right. Let's see this person's energy for you. I just pull a couple cards just to round off the reading. What do we have here? And we have heartbreak, right? So your person has, dealt with heartbreak. They've had a whole stream, a whole line of heartbreak, right? And they're afraid that they're going to make the same mistake again. Let's get a significator for your person's energy right now. Okay. So we have here infidelity, right? So they might be with somebody else, but they are thinking about you. And we already got that. Anyways, oh, they feel trapped, right? They feel like they're being prevented. Remember, I told you they feel like they've hit a brick wall. Okay, well, in this card, it's represented by this cage, right? So they feel like they're being blocked from doing what they really want to do. The only freedom that they have to experience you is through fantasy. Let's see their energy towards you. And, that's why they feel frustrated, because they feel trapped. Their energy towards you is delight. Remember, I told you, you are a breath of fresh air in their life, right? The only time they feel like, they're living, they're doing something, the only time they feel like a pick me up is when they connect with you. Now, if your person has somebody else, let's see their energy towards them. And we have here trust, and it's a card number 11, and they're trusting that spirit is going to airlift them out of that situation, but spirit's letting them know they have to make the first move. They have to make the first move. They can't just expect the rescue, right? They have to make the first move. They have to make a choice. We have the lovers here. So the ball is in your person's court. Are they going to continue to be a spiritual or an emotional salmon, or are they going to go with the flow? Tune in next time. All right, well, take care. Bye.